everybody, welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that has some Edifier speakers in the background, and a lot of people are asking me about those. I haven't hooked them up yet, but I'm really excited because them's some good speakers, and I'm gonna have like a whole system, and I'm just answering questions. Today in the news, it's time to say goodbye to your dreams. Well, not your dreams, PlayStation's dreams. That game that recently came out, released back in 2020, Dreams was a unique game creation system where players can design their own games and artistic experiences, explore other people's creations, and ultimately use community-generated assets to further develop their own works. Essentially, Dreams was supposed to be a creative, self-sufficient ecosystem. But this may be the first time you've heard of it because Sony did not do a great job of marketing it. Sure, they did a lot of previews and this is the future of gaming press conference stuff, but when the game finally came out, nothing. And now Dreams live support will shut down on September 1st. According to Polygon, the title won't be removed from sale and players will still be able to create, share, and play within Dreams, but there won't be any more updates or developer-led events, such as the Impy Awards that rewarded the community's best creations. Long-promised multiplayer support will not be happening, and the game won't be updated for PlayStation 5 or PlayStation VR 2. So yes, Dreams do die, slowly over time, but the real thing here to think about is, much like real dreams and pursuing them, no one here really pursued Dreams. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, they hyped it up, they thought about it, it was a great idea, and then when it came time to really just like go for it, they didn't. Which is, in a funny way, how real dreams kind of die, right? And that's truly a shame because in all seriousness, Dreams hosted a variety of insanely cool games and projects, ranging from a recreation of PT to what Cyberpunk would have looked like on a PS1, and the most realistic English breakfast you've ever seen in your life. I can't even make an English breakfast that looks half as good, and I tried over on Patreon. And if you're wondering, maybe a Dreams 2 is on the way because of the differences between PlayStation VR 1 and 2 or PS5 graphics, whatever. Unfortunately, as stated on their blog, Media Molecule is working on a new project. We are not ready to talk about it yet, but we can confirm that it is not Dreams 2 or the Dreams IP. For all the creative possibility that Dreams offered, it's a shame it really didn't take off in the way like, say, Roblox did when it comes to creating. But Roblox had a built-in audience, and Dreams potentially had the PlayStation audience, but they had to be pushed there. They had to be told it existed, and PlayStation simply didn't do that. We'll see if the new Fortnite Creative 2.0 with the Unreal Engine will capture some of that magic, but for the moment, rip Dreams. In other news, could we finally see a Portal 3? Eric Wolpaw, the co-creator of the series, says possibly, but it all comes down to manpower and time. In a recent interview with the My Perfect Console podcast, Wolpaw shared how every time he states he wants Valve to work on Portal 3, it's a bit of a joke. Despite all of Steam's success, Valve is still a company with a lot on their hands. It takes manpower to keep Dota going, it takes manpower to keep CSGO going, and the freeform nature of Valve means that there are a lot of experiments that simply fail. I think the problem people always think it is, and I've done it myself, more joking than anything else, is a money problem. But it's not a money problem, it's a manpower problem. You have to pick what you're going to work on, and time is limited. And look, as someone who produces indie games, I absolutely understand this. Time, money, manpower, it all goes into it in varying degrees. And you have to think of it sort of like one of those character creation charts of where you're going to max your stats out at. And depending on where you put that, that influences the progress and process of making a game. Sure, you can max out money and have a ton of that, but if you don't have manpower, then all that money really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And the greatest example of that is we're finally getting new Counter-Strike after 23 years. On the topic of Portal 3's development, Wolpaw has previously shared, we don't have a script or any details worked out, but we have sort of a starting point that we like a ton. So it looks like we could get one, but who knows when we will, and hopefully it won't be on the Counter-Strike timeline, you know what I mean? In the meantime, Aperture Desk Job exists for the Steam Deck, and the Portal Collection is out on consoles, so scratch the itch, but man, I wish we could get that done. Fingers crossed, I'd love a Portal 3. And then in I don't think anyone checks the Minecraft Discord servers because there has been some classified military secrets over there news. This is not a joke. CNN reported, which is a phrase you usually don't hear about video games, that the leaked documents contained information on Russian casualties and the Western weapon systems available to Ukraine. The leaked documents began gaining traction after a user shared parts from Discord on 4chan. And this was all happening for like a month before anyone noticed. This appears to be a very serious breach in security, which is potentially very damaging both to the US as well as many friends and allies. James Clapper, who was director of national intelligence under President Barack Obama, told CNN. And then the winner for my favorite quote of the year: "This shit was sitting in a Minecraft Discord server for a month and no one noticed." Eric Toller, a researcher at investigative outlet Bellingcat, who traced the timeline of the posted documents. I mean, what do you even say about this? To be a fly on the wall in the meeting where they have to go in, all the Joint Chiefs are around, and there's old Joe Biden just like behind the desk, I assume biting a pencil like, wait a minute, where did our secrets get leaked? And they're like, sir, do you know what Minecraft is? What? It is both hilarious and equally terrifying. How? Why? Hopefully, the future of espionage and counterintelligence doesn't rely on Discord servers. Anyway, that is it for me. Thanks so much. Hey, go check out the new Papetura review we just did. Love that. It's beautiful. That game's beautiful. Go check it out. Get amazed for yourself. Shout out to indie games. Keep on indieing. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.